Does that seem like one step forward after last week and now 2 steps back, if you see what I mean?
It's hard to talk about that way because it's such a different kind of game. We knew that it was going to be difficult to get points here. It's difficult for everybody to take points at White Hart Lane. Tottenham, and we also knew that Tottenham is a team that's going to really press with intensity. Of the games so far for me, that's the team that comes after you the hardest, puts you under the most pressure. We certainly were expecting that. And the part where we just weren't good enough was the response to that part. We were second best too often. When they pressed us, we weren't able to play the first pass out of pressure. And so in that respect, there's a lot there to look at as a target for how we need to get better. But as I said at one point, we knew it would be hard to take points, and now we have to also focus on the important run of games between now and the early part of next year.
Well, the penalty looked like a horrible decision. What was your side on that?
I think it was the wrong decision. I don't think the referee was in very good position. And certainly, it's a game changer. And then if you tack on Son's strike some minutes later, the task is becomes so much greater. We decided to bring Fernando Llorente on at halftime, change the way we play a little bit, and really see if we can challenge the group to get after it and try to fight for the next goal. And all too quickly, again, on a counter, it goes to 3. And so it's when I say it's a game changer, because if you have to really try to push things here and play on the edge, they've got players that can punish you. And we saw that at times in the second half. We're honest. I don't think we were good enough today. So that's a starting point. And yet I look at it in a different way than the other games so far. As I said a second ago, it's when you talk about pressing and when you talk about the speed of games, and you constantly are trying to challenge players in training sessions to see that that's where we have to get. Today was a real test in those ways, and today we didn't handle the test well.
Do you think that Dele Alli died?
I have not seen a good enough replay to be able to say that.
The individual performances were not good enough, Bob. I mean, certainly after as the goals went in, I mean, some of the reactions were unacceptable, I guess.
I agree with that. I think, again, good players coming at us at speed, and now we're in situations where it's not. It's no, especially in the second half, it's no longer defending with a comfort zone where you're organized and you have different people back. You've had to push the game, and now that means that when certain plays turn over, the ability to close a guy down or in a one-on-one situation, deal with a good player. And in too many of those cases, oftentimes they were able to cut one ball back and lose a defender and totally leave us scrambling. So the goals, I mean, look, we all know that to get where we need to go, we can't concede the number of goals that we have of late. That's simple. Last week was a wild one because the goals are strange ones off of set pieces. And when I look at the goals that we've given up so far, oftentimes we've had people back, but we've not always been able to make the play that was needed. Today was a new test. I mean, it was, I use the expression sometimes, playing on the edge. When you're behind and you're playing a good team, you have to play on the edge. And in order to play on the edge, you've got to have an ability to push your line a little higher, still react to balls behind, deal with more one-on-ones. And so I would absolutely say that when the bar got raised in all those areas today, it wasn't good enough.
You've been in the Premier League for 2 months now. Did you expect to see more progress from your players by this point in terms of performance?
What I would say is this. I think there's been some games that were positive. I think there were some games where we should have taken more points than we did. I'm not going to let today's game and result influence everything. Today was a different kind of test, and for sure. In part, it's because Tottenham has gone through a stretch where they weren't totally satisfied. And so today they really came after us in a strong way, and then our ability to deal with that and then to be able to try in that situation to come from behind and really push the game in all those ways. Today that wasn't good enough. But I don't think that's a different. Today's a new chapter, a different kind of game.
With Sunderland winning today, you're back at the bottom of the table. How do you pick this group of players up from being beaten 5-0 here and that disappointment? How did them stop?
As I said, we knew that it was going to be difficult to come here and take points. We still, in the previous 2 matches, had a good effort at Goodison with a point, and then found a way to come back late and take 3 against Crystal Palace. So there is confidence from those games, and it's not all lost on a day like today. As I keep saying, today is a game that we knew would be difficult. The manner in which it went, getting behind, having to try to take chances, gives it makes us all in the moment feel frustrated and angry. But now we know that there's a lot to play for in the next 5 or 6 matches.
They also say, Bob, that the test of a good pro is how you react to a setback. Everyone has setbacks, so you will expect them to react in your next match. Would that be true?
I will absolutely expect that we can learn from a day like today, still have some confidence from the last 2 matches, and be ready now against Sunderland in an all-important start of a number of games that are going to spell out what's happening.
As you say, Bob, not many people expect you to perhaps get a result here. It is a difficult place, but the manner has left people angry. I mean, are you still confident you have the answers to this side's problems?
Yes. I think we've made progress. We have to prove it. Today, again, speaks for itself. I think all of you know me by now. Pretty honest when I look at a game like today, and we were not good enough. But I also have pointed out that I think this one was a different kind of challenge, one that we didn't meet, and now we have to still take everything that's gone on and put it into the right mentality for the games that come, starting with Sunderland.
Well, did Norton say anything at half-time to you about the penalty when he came in?
Look, we're not going to have a long discussion at halftime. We told him right away that it was a wrong decision. Don't put it behind you now, and let's see if we can get back into the game.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.